The musician spent his childhood in Suffolk. His parents moved here when Ed was very young. From early childhood, the singer was trained in music and playing musical instruments, but most of all he fell in love with the guitar. In 2005, the musician released his first small album. British singer Ed Sheeran became popular in a very short time. The musician has millions of fans. Their number is constantly growing. Sheeran's creativity is expanding every day. His songs are listened to throughout Europe, America and other countries. Ed keeps his microblog and Instagram, to which 31 million users are subscribed. The first song was released in 2011. The song "The Teen" became a single and brought popularity to the musician. In 2012, Ed Sheeran bought his first house in Suffolk, where he spent all his youth and met his future wife Cherry. He paid £895,000 for a new home. In the same year, he also bought a neighboring mansion, which cost half the price. Since then, Ed was so keen that his property has grown to the size of a mini village, was named Shiranville and is estimated at about £3.7 million. However, Sheeran's plans to improve these properties were not appreciated by his neighbors. Some were against the appearance of a private pub, which Ed named in honor of his wife. The new sign from the institution, which used to be a barn, he was forced to remove, because the rights to its placement of the musician did not have. Others were not satisfied with the pond, which Ed was given permission only under the pretext of creating favorable conditions for the local fauna in the form of frogs and dragonflies. Neighbors complained that in fact, Sheeran makes of the pond pool for noisy parties and even built a sauna nearby. The musician was forbidden to think about all this and insisted that it was forbidden to swim in the pond. There were also those who didn't like the idea of building the church where Ed wanted to marry Cherry. According to the protesters, the construction would have disturbed the population of crested newts, which are already a protected species. It was the plans for the church and private pool that finally unhinged Sheeran from his neighbors, who were generally happy to accept free tickets to his performances and charitable contributions to neighborhood causes. Ed solved this problem radically and began to buy the property from the most disgruntled. Thus he has already reached 4 mansions, the last of his acquisitions a house for £875,000, previously owned by a man who complained about the constant inconvenience due to the musician's irrepressible ambitions. Singer Ed Sheeran applied to build a crypt under the floor of the chapel on his estate in East Anglia, and in 2019, he received permission to build a private place of retreat for contemplation and prayer at his Suffolk home, estimated to cost £3.7 million. In a new application, he has asked for permission to build a crypt in the nave of the chapel. British performer Ed Sheeran has rented a luxury top-floor apartment in one of Brooklyn's most prestigious neighborhoods. The 3-story penthouse, whose rent per month is $36,000, is located in the new Pier House building in Brooklyn Heights. Its rent per month was the most expensive in the borough at the time. Actors Matt Damon and Amy Schumer also live in the new apartment complex. Sheeran's apartment has 4 bedrooms, plus a private rooftop terrace with an outdoor dining area and grill. The total area of the penthouse is 300 square meters. Currently, the singer is spending a lot of time in New York, as there are hearings in a U.S. court on his copyright infringement case. In September 2022, it became known that Ed Sheeran is accused of plagiarizing elements from the hit of American artist Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On," released in 1973. Similarities to the song were found in Sheeran's composition "Thinking Out Loud," released in 2014 as part of the artist's second album X. The company Structured Asset Sales, which owns a partial share of Thinking Out Loud, is demanding $100 million in damages from the musician. A few years ago, the famous singer also decided to treat himself to expensive foreign real estate and bought an estate in Italy. Ed Sheeran admits that he has long dreamed of finding a secluded place where you could fully rest from the hustle and bustle of the city. The decision to buy this house was influenced by the presence of a vineyard on the land plot. Probably, the singer also plans to engage in winemaking. Considering that the sales of Sheeran's new album were higher than the 30 most popular albums to date combined, and Ed himself by the age of 28 got into the list of the richest muscants in the world. The performer has bought 27 properties in recent years, totaling approximately £57 million. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like and write a comment. Bye everyone.